Let's get into it and go through all the specifics right now. First off, if you have been. In today's video, I will be sharing $500 continuing monthly checks for practically everyone. Having seen the videos on this channel for some time, you have definitely heard me discuss regular monthly checkups, universal minimum income, UBI assured basic income GBI, simply basic income, or the new one available right now, which is UHI Global. High income, so all these schemes are now playing role into what we're currently seeing going on all around the country right now, leading to $500 ongoing monthly payments and maybe a whole lot more. For some folks, well, that's precisely what I want to discuss here in this video and what is going on behind all this. So let's get into it and speak through all the facts. But really quickly, if you have not yet done so, kindly be sure to subscribe to the channel right down below the video. A big subscribe button is what we do here. Remember to hit that if you have not yet done so. I am here every single day, observing the headlines, doing all the research, breaking it all down, advocating on your behalf, answering questions, and doing whatever. For the low income and fixed income, there is a lot of activities going on. I might maybe point you any programs that are currently available you could possibly grasp or take advantage of. And we keep seeing the polls and reports come out time and time again. Now, we are displaying the great majority of people's financial situation. Zero right. The response is virtually none. It's a negative situation. Everyone is hurting financially right now. Even higher income individuals right now. The reports continue to demonstrate that people are struggling immensely right now on the financial basis. So anyway, I want to point out anything that's going right now. Once again, that is what I want to concentrate on here in this video in regards to this $500 continuous monthly checks for practically everyone, as well as law that is out there as well to distribute. Far more than that for a sizable portion of the population nationwide right now. So, there is a lot of activity occurring right now. But let me quickly clarify exactly what is happening here. So back in 2019, so honestly, not that many years ago, we saw the first of these programs sprout up in Stockton, California. The very first guaranteed basic income program popped up. Then, well, guess what? They found it was rather successful, sending out continuous monthly checks, which were no strings attached to a very specified group of folks. Found that, wow, their lifestyles got actually a lot better. They had nicer housing. They had improved dining choices. They discovered that the study truly worked, and wow, giving these money out to these people, which was no strings attached. Their health is all kinds of different. Actually, life became better somewhat unexpectedly. Indeed, we know this. Nevertheless, since then, we have seen a lot of these various initiatives spring up all throughout the nation. Actually, well over 100. Of these initiatives, which have shown up all throughout the nation, would have established essentially $500 monthly checks for the folks listed within these groupings. Now, there is actually a coalition or a partnership of different mayors all throughout the nation right now, and in fact, you may have heard me discuss this in previous videos. But it's called Mayors for a Guaranteed Income. Feel free to search it out if you would like to. But it's a real thing. Mayors all throughout the nation are essentially endorsing this concept of continuous monthly payments, free from strings attached for essentially particular categories of people. People all throughout the nation, and once more in their separate cities. They are mayors of right, so anyway, feel free to search it out if you wish. Mayors for a Guaranteed Income. This coalition of mayors all around the nation who are backing this thing. But let me clarify exactly why this is truly not far-fetched anything to see many, many more of these programs emerging all around the country, and why we might potentially see one of these initiatives emerging on a national level as well. Explain it all. Let me clarify quite rapidly what is happening here. Basically, nobody has any money, correct? I mean, that's the truth. Most people are hurting financially, and it's a major dilemma. Nevertheless, that is not the primary reason most people are struggling right now. Wish to carry out these initiatives, but they keep discovering that there is a great divide right there, long-standing, which some individuals have money and are doing great. Then, a many percent of the population lacks money and struggles, in a major mass fashion. Well, they continue to find that, Actually, when these folks with lower income or fixed income receive money on a continuous monthly basis, and they can use it for whatever they choose, just like the stimulus checks we received back in 2020 and 2021. Those were essentially the same concept without strings. A fixed, you could spend it, save it, donate it, invest it. Pretty much whatever you wanted with it. It really made no difference what we did with the stimulus money. There were no strings attached. It was practically in advance of a refundable tax credit. We could take that money and use it anyway. We pleased identical notion here, but in this case, rather than a one-off checks, like to the stimulus checks we received a few years ago, would be continuous monthly payments, totaling $500. Essentially, a $500 stipend you obtain, and then generally just do whatever you want with it, save it, purchase food, move into a new apartment. Whatever, it practically doesn't matter. Why? They call it no strings attached. Yet, the whole is what matters. Point behind this is they still find that if these lower income people get a little bit additional money on a monthly basis, it's actually good for the neighborhood, the county, the state, overall, and the whole economy as well. Now here's what's fascinating. Those people who are receiving these $500 continuous payments really have better health care, and their health improves as well. Why, actually, it's a couple-fold effect. Let me clarify the specifics. 1, I find this to be quite fascinating. Second, they have better choices for health care, so that's kind of clear as well. Not only that, but also that they are consuming better meals. Since here's the problem as well. Folks living on extremely low income, or even a fixed income, or even SNAP benefits again. I have seen this down below. The section on comments, I have spoken with some of you here in the forum specifically about this, and I agree with you generally. Cheap or pricey healthy foods are very expensive. Alright, we all know that eating a nutritious diet is usually quite costly. You know this as well as I do. Thus, you may get a lot more for your money if you buy, less expensive, and maybe perhaps less healthful food choices right now. Although many folks who may be lower income or fixed income or live on, getting SNAP find themselves in this regrettable circumstance. We all know this, right? So regardless, benefits are faced with, do I want perhaps lower quality, maybe less nutritious meals, or higher quality healthy foods? I can have a lot more volume of that food. Right, well, when it comes down to someone depending on a meager salary, and someone getting SNAP benefits, or, food aid, many times, we choose volume over healthy choices right now. Many times we think, hey, I need to eat for a whole month. I'm going to buy the volume of food I need instead of the health of the food I need. Does that sort of make sense? And again, most individuals can most likely agree with this, given the circumstances. Sadly, eating less healthy is far less expensive than what eat right. Hence again, this is one of surprising facts right once. The circumstances, they discovered that those with a little bit more money start eating a little bit more nutritious, and generally their health improves as well. They discover with these studies, and once more, I find this to be intriguing, since it's like this large cycle in which people merely have a little bit more money. This helps in one of the circumstances. Their general health improves. Not only that, many of these people are relocating to maybe better living circumstances, right? Maybe they're going into an apartment, or maybe a safer area of town. Maybe, a house or anything like this that truly is somewhat better, since in the winter, the heating is appropriate. In the summer, the cooling is appropriate. Things like this, and, the water quality. Again, the entire list of things goes on and on. But they continue to find these programs are really very successful. So this is what's going on, and we will continue to see a bunch. More of these initiatives arising all throughout the nation, providing these $500 continuous monthly checks for the individuals designated in these particular places with incomes below set thresholds. It is always based on income, remember, okay? I always talk about that. Eligibility for any of these programs is usually based on income. And a lot of times it has other limitations as well, like do you have kids, or are you over a specific age, or is your income below a certain level? You are residing in a certain city, or anything like that. A lot of stuff plays in the function of this, also. But let me clarify quite rapidly. Now, Legislators have pieces of legislation in their hands right now. You have most likely heard me discuss in prior videos. In actuality, the Support Act feels free. If you would want to look it up, this one would set up a $200 monthly check for essentially the individuals with income below $75,000 a year or $150,000 a year.